Hello violinists, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and this is lesson 44 in the Violin Class for Beginners Crickboom course. Amazing to see you're back here again and you're making super progress. Now at this stage in the two books they are going to be slightly different, so we're going to skip a few tunes whether you play from a red book or a green book, and we'll pick the next tune where the two books are together again. And today we're learning exercise 70. If you have a red book you can find that on page 30. If you play from a green book it's called exercise 94 and you can find it on page 21. I'll play it for you first. It is a lovely, lovely tune, isn't it? Perhaps you've noticed that I play the two notes slurred on the whole bow, then the two separate bows either at the point or at the heel. So it's long bow, point, point, long bow, heel, heel. That's the bowing that you play all along. Now you can probably see that we've only got one sharp in our key signature, that is the F sharp, and the F sharp normally deals with the second finger on the D string where it really matters for us to know it. We don't need to worry about that. But what you need to bear in mind is that the second fingers on the E string and on the A string are now G natural for the second finger on E and C natural for the second finger on the A string. So we play both second fingers on A and E close to the first fingers. So will you join me? We're going to go one gear down, so we're going to go slightly slower so that we can work out all the notes. I'll count us in for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the whole bow first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Well done, very impressive if you got that all the way along. Now you see there is a lot of combining the second fingers with the fourth fingers, and this is really what this tune is all about. When your second finger on the E string is low, it makes for a slightly bigger stretch to the fourth finger compared with when your second finger used to be a little bit higher. From there to the fourth finger is a half step less far away than from the low second finger to the fourth finger. So that is what we're practicing. You may also have noticed that there are lots of fourth fingers, and I would encourage you to use the fourth fingers whenever they're printed in your music. We normally say that you use a fourth finger whenever you stay on the same string, and that's not always the case here, because what we want to do is when you play a slur, you use the fourth finger if that means you can stay on the same string during the notes of the slur. So when slurs are indicated in your music, it means that you need to make the music more smooth. If you then go and cross the strings by avoiding a fourth finger, then you undo your own smoothness that you're trying to achieve with your slur, you see. So stick with the printed fingerings if you possibly can. Now when we play this the second time, I would like you to add a slight accent on every slur, and then you will begin to hear a pattern in this music. So I'll count us in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And I think you may have noticed that when you add a little accent to all of the slurs, you place some emphasis at the start on the E, then the next is the F sharp, then the next note is the G, and so you bring out the line that is there within the music. Now you may also have noticed, and I've had some comments from people recently about this, you may have noticed that I sometimes wobble my wrist like this, and that is called vibrato. When you're a little bit further advanced, it's easier to learn vibrato than at this stage. So please, if you find that you want to play vibrato, can you put your wishes on hold for a moment until you're a little bit further advanced and when you can play with a slightly more relaxed left hand. Now, if you're absolutely desperate to learn to play with vibrato, go ahead and see if it will come. And find my video, Learning to Play with Vibrato, in the Technique playlist. So go on playlists, find the playlist Technique and find my vibrato video. Alternatively, there is a little search bar. Type in the word vibrato and hopefully it will come up there. Now, let's see if we can play this a little bit faster, shall we? Bear in mind that you still want to use the whole bow on every slur and alternately add the point and heel on the separate bows. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And when you can do that, you're advancing really, really beautifully. So well done. I hope you enjoyed that. It's only a little song, but I think it's quite a beautiful one. So thank you very much for watching today. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.